So hello YouTube, what's going on? Welcome to this yet another YouTube tutorial series. In this tutorial series, I'm going to talk about the 5 basic skills you need to have as a better software developer or somebody who is starting the programming journey. So in this case, I'm going to share my personal experience, and I just found that I had read a lot of content and tried a lot of stuff until I found these 5 tips very important, and they really helped me in improving my programming skills. So the skill number 1 is setting up goals for yourself. Why do we say set up goals for yourself? Because you need to understand why you are programming, what are your programming goals, what do you want to achieve, or what are your dreams at the end of being a better software developer or a programmer. And in that case, for you to accomplish this, you have to do the following. One, you have to create some website for yourself, get a job at least, work as a freelancer, work from a remote setup so that you can understand how teams work in that case. Then challenge yourself with accomplishing some complex tasks. And then lastly, you need to be financial well. That's what we call the financial health. You need to be better, because for you to focus on doing some code, you need to be stress free from financial constraints and stuff like that. So the second tip is doing it again and again and again. What do I mean by that? Working on your goals as much as possible is something which is being encouraged when you are in the journey of being a better programmer. Learning how to code is a skill which is compared to any other sporting activity outside there. You need to practice a lot and a lot, coding daily, at lunch breaks, after work, at night, and stuff like that. You need to practice a lot, and you need to create this as a habit and stick to it. When you create this one as a habit and you stick to this habit, you need to find that your programming skills are improving on day-to-day basis. The third skill I'm gonna share about is called sharing what you create or you learn. Learning happens on day-to-day basis, and creating new stuff may be happening on the day-to-day basis. So what you create or learn every day, it is always recommendable that you need to share these to your team so that people can give you feedback and share on their feel on what you have learned or what you have created. It's a good ideology to learn new stuff. Nevertheless, writing blog articles can help you get feedback from people, joining conferences and local meetups like meetup.com, asking feedbacks from Stack Overflow so that they can comment on your code, on your readability, on your efficiency and optimization and stuff like that. And these are some of the things which are going to boost your sharing experiences, and you need to sort of tweet on your coding progress so that people can see on what you're working on every day-to-day basis. You can have like an hashtag on Twitter like 100 days of coding progress and stuff like that. The other thing is sharing stories. You need to share your stories on how your coding experience has been, and this is one of the things which will improve your programming skill. This will help by you explaining some basic concepts for the junior developers or programmers who are trying to write your code. And then lastly, you share your knowledge. Knowledge sharing is so important because this is the only way you're going to grow in terms of improving your skills. The last thing I'm gonna talk about, or the second last thing I'm gonna talk about, is code readability. You need to read this code you find online. For example, discover the concepts by reading codes. When you read a code of somebody who wrote a code in a different format, you are going to improve what we call your critical thinking capability and skills. Okay, so you really need to run a lot of code from other developers. Why? Let me give you an example. For example, today you join an XYZ company, and then there you will find existing codes or softwares or programs which have been written already. So you can't join there and say, you know what, I don't know, I didn't work on this project, I don't know what's going on. So you need to really sit down, read code. So you need to have this skill in your mind. Okay, so how do you do this? Maybe you can be checking codes out on GitHub or big market and stuff like that. You read books, you check on articles, you check on newsletters and stuff like that. And this is going to help you learn a lot from what other developers have wrote on the approaches they take in problem solving and stuff like that. So reading of code is one of the skills I just found so helpful in terms of shaping you to be a better developer. The last tip, the fifth tip I'm gonna share, is on asking questions. This is where most of the people find hard to do. They feel shy, maybe asking questions and stuff like that. What I can say is, if you don't understand a concept or something, just ask a question, because ask means that once you ask, you're going to get a response, and this is what is really required. Okay, then you learn a new concept by asking a question. So if you don't ask a question, by default we understand that you know the problem. So you need to ask questions for you to get the answers. For asking questions, you develop a skill which is very important and which is going to help you. Nobody does know everything, imagine. So asking a question is not a bad virtue to have. So you need to ask questions, and getting an answer from internet for a specific problem is not a bad approach, but I just advocate for asking questions in a one-to-one kind of scenario, because by asking questions you're going to get different explanation explaining on how to solve that problems in a better version. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me see you in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe there. Thank you.